Happy New Year! My name is Erica Sniegowski. I am a Program and Project Manager with the Mile Creek Watershed District. Welcome to our annual, but first virtual, State of the Waters event. Our theme tonight is We Are the Watershed. Even though we had to be physically distant for most of 2020, we were able to stay connected through our water projects, volunteer work, and communications. Tonight we will discuss the work that the district and volunteers accomplished in 2020 and celebrate the photographers who took pictures for our 2021 photo calendar. A few logistics as we get started. Please make sure that you are on mute during the 30 minutes of presentations. If you accidentally unmute yourself, staff will mute you for the courtesy of others. If you have technical difficulties, please type a note in the chat and we will do our best to help. We will reserve questions and comments for the end of the event, when at 7 p.m. there will be optional conversation with the Mile Creek staff and board that you can stay online for. On behalf of the staff and managers at the Mile Creek Watershed District, thank you again for joining us tonight. The Mile Creek Watershed District is a public entity that works to protect and restore the water and natural resources in the 50 square miles that drain to Mile Creek. We serve the residents, property owners, and visitors of the cities in our district: Bloomington, Eden Prairie, Edina, Hopkins, Minnetonka, and Richfield. The Mile Creek Watershed District has a 5-member Board of Managers appointed by the Hennepin County Board of Commissioners. The district also has 4 full-time staff members that work to fulfill the mission of the district and the goals found in our water management plan. We are also lucky to have a Minnesota Green Corps member serving with us this year. 2020 started like a normal year, with a room full of people gathered to learn about grants, a gathering to celebrate our volunteers, and a year filled with plans. It ended with our lives in different places, our work changed and reimagined. Despite the difficulties of the past year, we were still able to accomplish a lot for clean water together with our partners and volunteers. This at-a-glance snapshot shows some of the programs and project areas we worked in during 2020, which includes implementing large-scale capital improvement projects, giving out cost-share grants, issuing permits through our regulatory program, and lake and creek monitoring to evaluate the health of water bodies and to measure the success of past and ongoing projects. Next, I'll share some brief highlights of programs and projects we worked on in 2020. Our education and outreach program was one of the most impacted in 2020 as we had to quickly adapt from our traditional face-to-face programming to a new virtual world. As staff got up to speed on Zoom and other virtual platforms to host webinars and trainings, we also took the time to develop new communication materials and implement new programs that can be done with current safety precautions in mind. We were especially proud to introduce our new Junior Watershed Explorer program, which was modeled after our neighboring watershed, Riley Purgatory Bluff Creek Watershed District's program. The Junior Watershed Explorer program encourages young explorers to find out about the Mile Creek watershed, complete fun indoor and outdoor activities, and learn about their relationship with water. We also launched a winter salt watch program in partnership with the Isaac Walton League, where citizens can help us collect salt data to identify chloride hotspots in the district where we can target education and outreach. We introduced new lake fact sheets that will help you learn more about your local lakes, and you can find more information about these programs and materials on our website, where you can also subscribe to our newsletter and stay up to date with current education and outreach programs. In 2020, we installed 6 rain gardens at 5 sites in the watershed as part of a capital improvement project. This project was a result of a 2017 Clean Water Fund grant, where the district worked with Bar Engineering to complete an assessment to identify and prioritize sites within the watershed to install stormwater best management practices in partnership with nonprofit landowners. These rain gardens reduce the amount of pollutants such as phosphorus and sediment from reaching local water bodies. This summer, it was rewarding to see the rain gardens installed and soaking in stormwater runoff after a long period of planning and building partnerships. And look how quickly those plants started growing in from June to September. We are thankful to our project partners for helping to get these rain gardens installed. Lake Cornelia and Lake Edina are shallow lakes in Edina with poor water quality that have unhealthy levels of nutrients in them. The district has been working with Bar Engineering to study the lakes and develop projects to control nutrient levels in both lakes. The water from Lake Cornelia flows to Lake Edina, so projects that improve water quality in Lake Cornelia will improve the water downstream in Lake Edina. As one part of the plan to help improve the health of both lakes, an alum treatment was conducted on Lake Cornelia in May of 2020. Alum treatments help control phosphorus that is released from a lake's bottom. Phosphorus is the nutrient that fuels algae growth. During an alum treatment, a buffered solution of alum is applied to a lake by a boat. It forms an insoluble flock that settles to the lake bottom. This flock is the whitish dots shown in this circular picture. The alum binds with the phosphorus in the sediment to prevent it from recycling back into the water column. The district will continue to work on additional projects in the future to improve water quality in these lakes. The district has undertaken a multi-year project to improve the water quality and the ecological health of Normandale Lake in Bloomington. Normandale Lake is a lake that was created by the district and city of Bloomington in an area of natural marshland in the late 1970s for flood control. Mile Creek flows through the lake. As part of the larger project to improve lake health, in 2020, the district conducted a partial lake herbicide treatment. The herbicide treatment targeted curlyleaf pondweed, an aquatic invasive species that remained following the 2018-2019 drawdown of the lake. The areas marked on the map of Normandale are where curlyleaf pondweed was found during a spring 2020 plant survey and where the herbicide treatment was targeted. Follow-up water quality and plant monitoring continue to track the outcomes of this project. The district will hold a community meeting in February to discuss project outcomes and next steps in more detail. Watch our website and newsletter for more information on that meeting. In addition to the projects previously mentioned on Lake Cornelia and Normandale Lake, the district has been working with consultants to study fisheries. Normandale Lake has an invasive carp population, and the Lake Cornelia system has an invasive goldfish problem. Both of these types of fish stir up bottom sediments when they eat, increasing the cloudiness of water and releasing nutrients that fuel algae growth. In 2020 at Normandale Lake, 5,000 carp were removed during efforts to study the best way to manage the carp population in the lake. In the Lake Cornelia system, researchers tagged several hundred goldfish to determine how the fish were migrating. This data will help develop a management strategy for the lake system. As we receive final reports and management recommendations from the 2020 efforts, we look forward to implementing further actions to reduce the impacts these fish have on our lakes. And remember, never dump your unwanted goldfish in a lake. There are humane surrender events that are a much better option than causing future damage to the lakes we care about. The district's projects and programs are funded through a property tax levy, contributions from cities or other public entities for cooperative projects, and grants. In 2020, the district was fortunate to receive 3 grants from Hennepin County to help implement our work. We received funds for the nonprofit Raingardens and for the goldfish study in the Lake Cornelia system. We also received a grant for a stormwater filtration system that will be installed in 2021 to help improve water quality in Lake Cornelia and downstream Lake Edina. We received a Clean Water Fund grant from the Board of Water and Soil Resources for this project as well. Thank you to these organizations for the grants in supporting our work. Looking at the beginning of 2021, one of the first projects we will undertake in partnership with the City of Eden Prairie is the final phase of buckthorn removal and habitat restoration at our office site. This has been part of a multi-phase project to restore a more diverse, healthy habitat and demonstrate for property owners how to stabilize soil, control invasive species, and increase plant diversity in an urban setting. We're looking forward to getting started on this final phase of restoration. We are also excited to launch an online data sharing tool where there will be access to lake and groundwater levels, along with links to water quality monitoring reports for bodies of water that we monitor and lake fact sheets. This tool will make finding information on the water bodies in our district much easier. It will be up on our website soon, so watch for an announcement. I would like to close by saying thank you. Thank you to all of our partners and consultants who helped us accomplish our work in the past year. From our cities who partnered with us on projects to organizations that worked with us to build projects on their land. We could not work towards achieving clean water without you. Thank you also to our volunteers who adopt storm drains and keep pollutants out of our water bodies, to volunteers who work tirelessly to remove invasive species and restore our landscape, to the volunteers who do citizen monitoring, to those that take photos and capture the beauty of the watershed, and all of our other volunteers. You inspire us with your work and dedication to protecting the resources of this watershed. Together, we are the watershed, and we can manage, protect, and enhance the water resources in the Mile Creek Watershed District. Next, we are very excited for you to hear from some of the volunteers that worked with us on our projects in 2020.